Hey you, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide. This game is supposed to be really cool. I have not slept, I have not eaten, I do have something to drink, but I haven't slept and I haven't eaten, and I haven't showered, which is the reason for this. But I was like, this game looks really fucking cool, and it's supposed to debate a lot of life stuff, and it's supposed to be pretty edgy, so I figured that not sleeping and all that is probably going to be a great idea for making a great YouTube video that you're going to enjoy. It's a horrible idea, but hey, we're going to do this. Get comfortable, get some tea, watch it alone, put on some headphones, and let's do this. Yeah, please make sure that, this is a very narrative-based game, so get your headphones on. I'm really stoked for this game. I think it's going to be really awesome.
Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide.
Very welcome.
My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Sounds awesome.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game.
This is so
As each
fucking
game is
cool.
Loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
I really dig it. This is so cool. I really dig it. The narrative and everything. It's so amazing already. A fun fact about me, I renamed the recycle bin on my Windows to Scrap of YouTube because I record so much stuff where I'm like, hey, it's gonna go on YouTube, it's gonna be a great video, and then I'm like watching it the next day when I've gotten some sleep and stuff, just like I probably will with this one, and I'll be like, it's kind of garbage, throw it out. And thus became the scrap of YouTube. There you go. That was nonsense. But hey. Oh, Christ. Okay, my audio is really loud. It scared me. Whisper machine status active.
This game is
Evacuate.
called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
I actually like it. It seems pretty cool. Okay, not that way, I guess. I was like, hey, something bright and shiny. I'm gonna go there. I'm a bit like a bird. Hello? Is there a reload function, or can I just shoot? I can just shoot, I think.
Security call reached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
What am I doing?
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance,
What do you mean? It
you
looks
have this
cool.
gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is.
I ran out of
And
bullets.
I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
That's a really cool announcer, though. I mean, for a non-finished game where my gun just ran out of bullets and I can't even reload it, it has a really cool announcer.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh, that's so cool. That's actually really cool. Like, for such a small game where it's just silly running around shooting, something like this just adds so much to the game. Like, you have no idea. Just being able to see the bottom of the universe, it raises so many goddamn questions.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it.
No, I hate mazes.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Huh? Oh, thank you.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Huh.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
If I would give myself for all of mankind. I guess that's the question here. Jesus Christ. Alright, that's a bit more advanced questions than I was expecting from a bloody video game.
This is not a branching point, unfortunately. The only option is to step into the beam.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Part of why I'm playing this game is because I thought it would be cool to play with you guys, because when you guys watch this and a question like this rises up, like the bottom of the universe, or like this, would you give yourself up for the entire world? Pause the video, get down in the comments, write what you would do or what you would answer, and then resume the video, and do that every time a question comes up. Just pause it up, write what you would do, and then keep watching, and then see if it if it's the same as I would say. I always reply like a bit after, so you have time to pause the video. Would I give myself up for humankind? Let's just say take humans, not the universe. No, I hate humans. Most of them are assholes. Most of them are egoistical assholes. But hey, that's how we are genetically coded. I am jumping into this beam, not for humankind. I don't give a shit. They could die, all of them. I'm jumping into this beam for 7 people. And out of those 7 people, 3 of them are dogs. I'm jumping into this beam for 4 people and 3 dogs. Yeah. If they did not exist, I would not jump into it.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Huh? It resets? And now I can't do it. Oh, I just start floating. Alright. Bye, cruel world. Oh, the
The
mace.
beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
I am betting my left hand. You can't take my left hand. I am betting one of my hairs. You can take one of my hairs. That Coda is not his friend. That Coda is himself, the narrator. That would be cool. Also, I guess after doing that, if I saved all of the universe by going into the beam, it would be kind of cool to float around just looking around.
Try walking
I saved all this. Oh, I can't walk forward. Okay.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Okay. The past was behind her. Uh-huh. I'm gonna walk backwards then. This is odd. Wait.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Oh, you can go over here. Oh, this is cool, because you can see what's behind you, but you can't see what's ahead of you. And what's ahead of you, even though when I turned around it looked like it was that way, when I actually got there, it was this way. This kind of proposes, I'm in a dilemma right now where I'm like, am I gonna study? What am I gonna study? And I had a pretty good idea of what I was gonna study. Okay, I'm gonna walk back to the start, alright? We're gonna talk a lot in this game, and if you're more the bang bang top of the morning kind of guy, then this probably won't be for you. But this is where I was. Let's just say this is point 000, right? XYZ 000. This is where I start. I'm 15 years old, alright? When you're 15 years old, you think you're pretty smart, right? I did, at least. I thought, like, I'm a freaking genius. I got the entire world ahead of me. I got top grades. I got everything. I know what I want to be. I know everything. And when I look forward here, it looked like one long hallway. One long-ass straight line hallway. One straight line, all the way. I could see myself dying at the end. But that doesn't, like, I could see all the steps in between too. I could see, like, this is what I'm gonna study. This is what I'm gonna work as. This is where I'm gonna live. This is what my wife will look like. All that shit. But you can't walk forward over there. You can't. Because you can't see the future. You can only have an idea of what the future is. So when you stop at some point, let's move a bit forward. When you stop at some point, you can look forward and you see some future. You see what you can... You see a proposed future. But you can't move towards it while looking because it's gonna change. It's not gonna... Like, the future will always change based on your decisions and what happens in your life. So you can only walk backwards. I can see my past. And once you arrive there and you're like, hey, boom, why did I stop? Right here, boom, I stop. Why? You turn around and there's a wall. For me, that wall was, you're not gonna study this because it meant that you had to move to somewhere. And at that time, I was not ready to move out. I was really scared of the outside world. I still am. So suddenly it changed. So why does the future keep changing? And life is not a straight line. You won't be able to see the end goal. Suddenly you have to take a right. And I have a pretty good idea of what this is gonna be. Now I'm 16 years old. I still have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. Like, I'm gonna go forward here and I'm gonna take a right. Go forward here and take a right. No, I see some light to the left. I'm gonna go forward and take a left, right. When we turn around and walk this way, and I look again. Oh, okay. So we can take a left. So this one worked out, but I didn't know it was gonna work out. It could just as well been like a right one. I don't know. It's I'm not good enough with words to explain this to the like. I can't justify the many questions this game raises. But I will try and explain them so it will trigger some shit in your brain. If that makes sense. I hope it does. As long as it triggers something in your mind. As long as you think about something, why is stuff, then you're gonna move forward. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Yeah. Let's move up the stairs. I have to move backwards. But if the future's always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
I hope my cop doesn't get chroma keyed out by the green screen. That would look weird. It's like a Mad Hatter cop. It's pretty cool. I can't see very far around me, and I can only stay on the road. You are now entering. Oh.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Alright.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
I bet my...
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
I so want the narrator to be Coda. Can I jump off the edge? Nope. Okay. I wanted to see if that was like part of the edge of the game. So I have a long ass staircase, which I am guessing is gonna symbolize walking through life up to some door. We're gonna try it. Something's gonna happen. Am I slowing down? I'm slowing down. That's not me doing it. That's the game.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Oh, I don't wanna... I kinda have an idea of what this is gonna be, but I don't wanna say it just yet. I'm gonna press enter and walk up. What is inside? Did he actually make something inside? Game full of chairs, except one chair is floating.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Start on X and staring at a bear for 3 hours.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Sometimes when you want to get to a place, the first couple of steps go really fast, and then it can feel like you're not moving at all. Already said finish. Yeah, so sometimes when you want to do some stuff, you're gonna feel like you don't move at all. You're gonna feel like you crawl up there. You can see the door is open in front of you, but you're crawling up there so slowly, and it takes so long to get there. You just gotta be really sure that what's behind that door is what you want, because it's gonna take you a long ass time to get there. See what this game is all about. I'm like, this game so far is
this
super
is new
cool.
for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
I have to pull the lever. Did I solve it? What? I'm not smart enough, dude. I can't see shit in here. Do I have to go in there after it's closed? What will that do? Ah, there's a lever there.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
I was smart enough. I was so scared that I would be too dumb to solve that puzzle. Part of putting you up on the internet is it's kind of scary sometimes. You're a bit scared to feel really dumb, especially when it comes to puzzle games. Is something behind the door? No.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Alright. Let me know what you think is gonna be behind the walls. Holy shit.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
This is so messed up. Oh, I think I get this game now, kinda. I mean, you're walking on this path, and you can't see what's next to the path. You have no idea what you're missing. You don't know what's around you. You're now exiting. Alright, so all I know is I'm entering and exiting.
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
A great and lovely descent. Damn it, this game is so freaking cool. I'm gonna have to end this episode here though. I don't want this game to end just yet, so I'm gonna divide it over a few episodes. I think this game is freaking awesome. And I want you guys to just go nuts down in the comments. I mean, if any game is gonna make you go nuts in the comments about ideas and what it all means, then this has gotta be it, man. I'm so stoked to play more of this game. I hope you guys enjoy it. As much, like, if you enjoy this half as much as me, you're gonna freaking love this. I'm baffled. I'm gonna show this to my dad. He's gonna be like, hey, it's stupid because it's a video game. And I'm gonna be like, hey, Dad, it's not stupid. Video games aren't dumb. This guy's a genius. Yeah. Me and Coda will see you back next time. Bye, you.